y'all. Hi. Oh, girl. Oh, girl, when you kick it off and then act like that nothing happened. Oh, girl. Oh, girl, you kick it off, just walk away. Yes. Hey, y'all. I love y'all. Hold on. Let me get this ready. Let me get this ready. Period. Justice for NaZiyah Harris. Okay. Justice for NaZiyah Harris. Hold on. Let me pull this up, y'all, because I was going over some stuff. That's what that word. I was going over. I know y'all wanted some updates and whatnot with what's going on with NaZiyah. Okay. So I will be giving you a couple of updates. Is this it? Maybe. No, it's this. It's this. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right. Hey, everyone. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Hey, y'all. Sydney, Tony, Lindsay, Shrieking Sherrod, Murder. Miss Platinum, Tiffany Willis, hi, boo. Miss Bennett, Shar, member. Who's flying now? Kaylee, Coco, Shane, Dolly? Shantanali? Am I saying it right? Simply Key, hi boo. One of a kind, Monique, Rhonda, Juju on that beat. Truthers, hi boo. Lindsay, Tammy. I love you all. I love you all. Hi Black Sheep member. Hi Black Sheep girl. Y'all, so I definitely came to give you guys an update on the stuff that I found on NaZiyah. And I have to say that it's super unfortunate that I really didn't find much of anything, which is crazy. Hi, Lauren. Potent Pondering. Hi. Dee Dee. Hi, Boo. Be real. The Queen of the Comments. Hi. Hold on, I gotta go share this. Shout out to you. Thank you, sweetheart. Shout out to Tia. Hi, Tia. Kimberly. Hi, Boo. Shay. Oh, hey, Tanya, Erica, Tia, Jordan. I love you guys. So, y'all, it's very unfortunate that there's really like not much of an serious update on NaZiyah because her story is viral. You know, there's a lot of people talking about it. There's a lot of attention being placed onto the story, but only certain parts look like they're moving. You know, I will say this: they did not give up. I do feel that they are working on it. They are accepting information. Definitely those things, and I'm a girl, but I don't know about justice. And the reason I say that is because I saw that a detective, one that also testified, stated that the cameras at the hotel, because Jarvis, okay, let me pull this up because this is going to, because I guess I can like kind of intertwine them. Because Jarvis states that Jarvis Butts, the murderer of NaZiyah, he states that he wasn't at the hotel, which isn't true because his phone was pinged at the hotel. The hotel really dropped the ball in this situation. And the reason why I say that the hotel dropped the ball in this situation is because Jarvis was known to be at that hotel. He was a regular at that hotel. So with him being a regular, their recollection isn't the best due to seeing him often, right? So when the staff is recollecting seeing his face, they can't really state like, well, I saw him that night versus I've seen him before, right? He is a familiar face. He frequents that hotel. So them stating that he was there doesn't necessarily help because they're not pinpointing him being there on January 9th. So, and that's something that the detective, I feel, has an issue with. I think because she spoke to everyone and she also asked for the sheet that they have when like residents, lower residents, customers come through and they like write their names down and stuff like that, a plate, car, what kind of car they were driving and all that stuff. From what I've seen, Jarvis didn't write none of that down. He ain't writing none of that down. So that's the hotel dropping the ball because the hotel is supposed to make sure you fill all of that out, like what type of car you're in, and what. And this is why they have this type of stuff on that paperwork with getting a hotel room. You got to put, even most hotels even request that you put your license plate number on the sheet as well. The type of vehicle you have, whether sedan, SUV, all of that, the color, model. They want all that information. And so, and it's a cash hotel as well. So some hotels just accept credit cards and whatnot, and then some will accept both, will accept cash and electronic payment. And most people book the hotels like electronically before they even get there, like Priceline, Travelocity, and stuff like that. So it's a way less likely chance that, but some people still do use cash with getting hotels. But in 2025, that's really not a common thing. It's only certain hotels and motels that you can go to that will take cash. Otherwise, they want something on electronic for like incidentals and stuff like that. With the nicer hotels, the bigger hotels, they're not, you can't get them $50 and that's a deposit. No, they swapping your car for at least 150. Some of them swapping for 500. Well, like they swiping them for the bigger numbers, for incidentals, and stuff like that. So they didn't take any of that information down from what I was gathering. I think the police put that information together themselves, what type of vehicle he was in, and all of that stuff. But they didn't take any of that information, so that would have helped too, because then it would have determined that he was like a solid, he was here, a solid account of seeing him, because like, yep, his car was here. This is the car that he was driving at that point in time, blah, blah, blah. But they don't have that information. And not only do they not have that information, the cameras at the hotel, some of them work, I believe. So I don't know if the police is still waiting for that. I tried to get information on that, but they are really tight-lipped about case. But I did try to get information on the cameras to see like, well, was there any fully functioning camera that got any type of shot, whether it was him coming or leaving the place, the establishment, and whatnot, because I feel like that will give us more so of a trace of where NaZiyah's, more so of her last whereabouts, because Jarvis is not telling. The last person that pretty much seen NaZiyah alive was whoever saw her in the hotel. So if no one saw her in the hotel, then the last person technically to see NaZiyah alive was Jarvis, based off of proof that they were together. Because King did state that NaZiyah, which is Cordell Wright, the companion that he was with that night, he did state they did go to the hotel, that did happen, and that they separated at the auto body shop. So when they got to the auto body shop, they separated. And it was, so only the next account from there is only Jarvis. So he really is holding all of the information besides who we feel else is, which would be Shannon. He really does hold all the cards at this point. And from what I also gather with information, Jarvis Butt's attorneys are planning on getting his charge, the Murder 1 charge, because he's been charged with first-degree murder. When it comes to NaZiyah, they're planning on getting that dropped. And not only are they planning on getting it dropped, if they can't get the judge to remove it, then they're going to get it, dropped down to a smaller degree, so that it's not first degree. First degree is premeditated. So they're basically stating that Jarvis premeditated what he was going to do to NaZiyah, that he was definitely going to take her life, that, but the issue comes in there is that they don't have any proof of that. There is no proof that Jarvis was going to end NaZiyah's life. The only, you could use the antifreeze and things like that. I guess. But from what we gathered, that was more so due to the pregnancy. And his attorneys, Jarvis Butt's attorney, is also planning on fighting the fact that NaZiyah was ever pregnant. Because, again, that's 2 charges. It wouldn't just be murder on NaZiyah. It will also be on her unborn baby. And they don't have enough information to state that she was actually pregnant, and the judge, from what it seems, is going to accept that. Is going to accept that, basically abolishing the pregnancy from the trial is what it looked like. It's what it's going to head to. Just so that is more so of them just speaking of NaZiyah and NaZiyah's life being taken and not the baby. So I'm like, wow, 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 wow. This is a lot. It really is. Now, again, the police department are still working with the hotel and cameras, so I don't know exactly the information on that. So hopefully there is something there, but it a couple of those cameras did not work. From what I'm seeing, the front lobby camera, I think is what the police is waiting on. That camera seemed to have worked because it's like a cash register, and stuff like that, and comings and goings. So hopefully, but if they used another door, something like that to come in and out, because people do that at hotels, they check in when they come in the front entry, and then after that, they kind of use, depending on which door is closer to your room, that you'll use. And even motels have front and back doors and side doors. So, and from when I see that hotel has more than one entry point. So hopefully there is, because who knows who, because King is saying that they separated Cordell Wright, which would have been his friend, the other fellow mechanic. He is saying that he separated from them. But what if that's not true? What if we see that surveillance camera and it's just King and NaZiyah, or something like that? Who knows? So that hopefully they get something from it, because then it could be used, hopefully, but it ain't looking too good because it's been a whole year, So I'm like, hello, it's not like it just happened. What is taking so long to allegedly get this other footage that the security cameras may have, or maybe the prosecution already has it and is planning on using it. Maybe they already have it, and who knows. So we don't know if they got footage. I hope so. The motel, hopefully, I don't know, but we'll see, because the trial March 7th, it continues March 7th. So we'll see. We absolutely will see. I do plan on traveling to the verdict. I do plan on being in Michigan, at the court for the verdict. I do plan on doing that. Depends on when, But I am planning on trying to get down there and get y'all some content from the courthouse. Speaking to the family, speaking to the prosecution, trying to speak to his Jarvis's, also his attorneys, and or attorney, and whatnot. So yeah, I do plan on that. I'm hoping to do that, because in May I'm going to New York to go to days. we catch flights. We catch flights. So I'm trying to fit it all in, but it's a lot, and then the court dates fluctuate. Sometimes they push the court dates back, and sometimes they make them sooner. So we'll see. But I am planning on at least the verdict, because I know that's going to be a while. It's going to take at least a few months, I believe, for this trial. So I do plan on being at the verdict in Michigan when NaZiyah's trial ends. So I will be there. But I think that this is going to be a lot tougher than what it's leading on. Right now, I think it's calm because it's the beginning of the trial. But I know y'all with the airplanes, but y'all know we can't think like that. We can't think like that. Prayers to those people and their families, and all of that. But flying is a major way of travel. It's the quickest way of travel. Everyone's going to get on, so, and then I get a lot of people feel that way because they don't plan on flying, but, yeah, so, but I get it though. I get what y'all saying, and I appreciate, the energy, but yeah, I just feel like that was a horrible accident, and, hopefully it just never happens again. We learn from our mistakes. So, yeah, hopefully that never happens again, and I hope those airlines take care of all of those families as they should. They have the money to do so. Take care of those families. That's the least y'all can do. You can't get them their loved ones back, but you could at least give them peace in other areas of their life so they can focus on their grief. So yeah, but I mean, I get it. I definitely get it though. I feel y'all, because flying is already super scary. It's already had people, nervous enough, but to hear something like that happened just makes it worse. It just makes you really not want to get on that damn plane. Kind of like how you close your eyes the whole ride, and just hope you make it. Hope when you open your eyes, you're still here. That is very scary. I definitely agree with y'all. Super sad situation. Super sad. I saw that. I was like, oh my gosh, that is horrible. It's like those poor people. Oof. horrible. But it definitely could have been avoided, and I hope they do everything in their due diligence to do that in the future because, again, flight is the main way of travel. Like, it's just easier. You got people coming in and out of overseas, and stuff like that, flying out for work and all of that. So, well, most people, flying is a must. It's like no way around it. So, yeah, I just think that it's super scary, super sad, super scary. Please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. So I'm gonna give y'all again, that's the update that I got, calling around, making phone calls. That's why I didn't go live yesterday because I was waiting for calls and I was calling people back, contacting detectives and whatnot. It's really hard to get a hold of these people. Like, it's not easy. They're busy people. So it was hard to get a hold of them, but I got a hold of two, and I do feel like they really do want to solve this case. I do. I think that this case matters to them. How the energy that I was getting from them, the detail that they had on the case. It's not like they had to go look for files and whatnot. It's like they were familiar. They knew exactly what they wanted to say when they answered their question. It was a thought out answer. So I do believe that the detectives, they really do want to help her. I do think they want to find her. They are still making this a priority. I do feel that way. If they can get any information, they'll take it. They'll take it because they're at a standstill. At this point, it's not much that they can do besides wait and hope that somebody has some type of, hidden gem that they could use because they want Jarvis behind bars. Obviously, they do not want him released one day, and they only have, like, with his other charges, they have good proof, even with testimonies and witness statements about, the inappropriate things that he was doing with NaZiyah, the SA, and all of that, the M wording, all of that stuff. We have proof of that, so we're good on that. The text messages, witnesses, we're good, solid with that. He's definitely getting charged with those things. It's just her passing is where we are at a influx, where the issue is coming with her passing away and not having enough proof of the passing. That again, you have to fight this in court, and facts are what's going to win. Evidence is what's going to win. Tangible is what's going to win, not theories. Theories can't do much with that. So let's get into this. So this is Detroit News. Shout out to the Detroit News. It says exactly 1 year to the day after 13-year-old NaZiyah Harris was last seen, her alleged KRLLER was sent to the circuit court to stand trial on murder and SA charges. Judge Aaliyah Sabri with Detroit's 36th District Court called 42-year-old Jarvis Butts a monster and said she believes he R-worded and impregnated and KILED'd NaZiyah, unalived NaZiyah. Her body has never been found. So we know what the woman said in court. Let's ask that. Okay. 23 witnesses testified over the course of 4 days at Butt's preliminary examination, where Sabri listened to testimony to determine if there was probable cause for the case to stand trial. NaZiyah was last seen getting off her school bus January 9th near Cornwall Street and 3 Mile Drive on Detroit's east side. Butts is charged with first-degree murder, first-degree criminal sexual conduct, and child sexual abuse material. As Butts was being led out of the courtroom Thursday, NaZiyah's family yelled to him, "Do the right thing and tell us where she's at, please, and where she at, Jarvis." After the hearing, NaZiyah's cousin, who asked to go only by the name of Roxy, said she was relieved Sabri made the right decision in binding the case over. While it is hurtful to still not know what happened to NaZiyah, it was nice to get some answers on the anniversary of her disappearance. She called the timing of Friday's decision bittersweet because so annoying. Sorry, I was getting a good call. So sorry. Can y'all hear me? So sorry about that. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Can y'all hear me? I'm so sorry about that. Please excuse me. Um, Yeah, okay, thank you. So it says she called the timing of Friday's decision bittersweet because we did, sorry, get to find some truth on the anniversary of her disappearance. Roxy said she also is pushing for anyone who has been with Butts to talk to their children. She hopes NaZiyah's case will bring forward change within Child Protective Services and the Detroit Public School Community District so they will not let another child slip through the cracks. Now, I do want to say this. Remember when we were over here talking about NaZiyah getting out of school? When I went and looked at the information, NaZiyah, in my opinion, wasn't supposed to go home, and she did. She did. I still believe that NaZiyah went home. What I also believe is that when Jarvis picked NaZiyah up, she left the house again and went a block or two away, and Jarvis and King picked her up. I do believe that. I do. I believe she went back to that house. I do not think that she went straight with him. I don't. I think she waited for a while and she came back. When she got off the bus with her she was walking to where she was supposed to meet him at. I don't think he came right away. I think it took him a while. So I think she went home, and I believe Shannon and others saw her, and I believe she left back out that house and went back to meet Jarvis. And I think when she walked back, he was there because they didn't communicate after school. They didn't. He wasn't supposed to pick her up from, so whatever spot that they said that they were going to meet at, they didn't talk about it on the phone. They talked about it in person, is how I feel. Because in her text messages, there was never a location. He never sent her location, and she never sent him one. So that's how the police don't know exactly where she went when she got off of the bus. Because only her and Jarvis knew, and King knew where they were supposed to meet because he was with Jarvis. But it doesn't mean that King knew that NaZiyah knew where to meet them at. Like he could have just, King or Cordell could have just been with Jarvis, at the time, and he's like, oh, I'm about to go pick up what's the name, and you just roll with him or whatever. Or they could have had this plan concocted together. Whatever that was going to happen to NaZiyah, Cordell could have definitely been a complicit with what he was doing, even helping him do what he needed to do to NaZiyah. So yeah, I thought they had her on camera though. Correct. A neighbor had NaZiyah on Ring camera, and I believe it was Ring camera, and she was walking in the opposite direction of her home. That's when I think she went to go meet Jarvis. I think she went to go meet him then. I do. And I don't think he was there. Not at all. I think she went back home because she stood out there waiting, went back home, and then went back to where Jarvis was at. I don't think he picked her right up from when they went there. No, not at all. Not at all. Because Annette dropped NaZiyah off at school that morning. NaZiyah didn't take the bus. Her grandmama dropped her off. So her grandmother knew exactly what she was wearing. I don't think I don't think Shannon saw her that morning. I think Annette did, because Annette took her to school. So that's what I think. I think Annette told her what she had on. Like, I don't think Shannon seen her. When people question Shannon about seeing NaZiyah for the last time, all she says is that she saw her that morning before she left. I don't think she saw her at all. I think Annette, obviously Annette did because she drove her to school. So she did see her. She dropped her off. Yeah, I don't think these people are telling the truth at all. That's why we're going to listen to Annette's testimony again, because there's a lot of questionable things that she says. She fiddles and faddles and skips over words, beats around the bush. She does all of that. Correct. So I don't think she saw her. I don't think Shannon saw her. I think Shannon's lying about that. I do. I think Shannon says that she saw her so that she can make it seem as if she had some type of concern for NaZiyah, but I don't think she cared at all because she already knew what was up. She knew what Jarvis was planning because she put Jarvis up to it. Shannon put Jarvis up to it. Correct. Shannon needs to be in jail too. She absolutely needs to be in jail. Prosecutors believe Butts got NaZiyah pregnant after SAing her and then unalived her. Butts also is accused of SAing two other young girls dating back to 2012. He's already been ordered to stand trial on those charges, but at the time of NaZiyah's disappearance, Butts was facing sentencing for a third SA case. Butts was talking over text about a legal issue he would have had if NaZiyah would have been left alive, said the assistant prosecutor Matthew Makepeace. Is that how you say it? So again, I'm going to repeat that. Butts was talking over text about a legal issue he would have had if NaZiyah would have been left alive. Okay, so this is helpful evidence, in the case to say, hey, he had motive into ending her life because he was already facing a case during the time of her disappearance of SA on a minor. So adding another one on top of that wouldn't have been good, and she was pregnant. So that would have, and the proof that it was happening was the pregnancy. That's why it was so important to get rid of that pregnancy. Because it's my word against yours if she's just saying he did these things and whatnot. So girl, please. Sean, was he ever accused of SA with his own children? Yes. I believe she was 8 years old at the time, and I don't think it's Shannon. I think people are mixing them in. I don't think it was Shannon's daughter. It was another one of his baby mama's daughters. Not Shannon's kid. Shannon's sister's kid was propositioned by Jarvis, and she testified. But from what I'm gathering, it was another kid's mother, not Shannon. She was 4. Now, I believe that was a girlfriend of his child, I believe. From what I was reading, the 4-year-old was a girlfriend. So that he like met and basically met her because of the child. He was seeking the child, but used her to get to said child. And that 4-year-old caught an STD. But I believe that was his girlfriend's kid, not his child. The child that he did it to, I believe she was 8. I believe she was an 8-year-old, between 8 and 10. From what the paperwork said, she was between 8 and 10, I believe. And it was a girlfriend. So it was his girlfriend's kid, not his actual child, the 4-year-old. And she's much older than 4 now. Sean, can you tell us all Shannon's children are from Jarvis? She has 5. She says that she has 5 kids by Jarvis. That's what Shannon says. Shannon, on multiple accounts, says that, yes, I have 5 kids by Jarvis. So she's saying all 5 of her kids are by him. Do I believe that all 5 of her kids are by Jarvis? No. No, not at all. She's a smut. I mean, she was sleeping with her sister man and whatnot. They do share men. So even at the same motel. So yeah, I don't believe that all 5 of her kids are by Jarvis. I don't think so, but that's what she says. She says that all 5 of them are approximately, how many baby mamas does Jarvis have? Over 10. Over 10. Correct. Over 10. Is King in jail? Yes, but I believe they're for unrelated charges. Not for NaZiyah. He's not being any penalty from what I see about NaZiyah. He has his own charges. And he has a rap sheet, a crazy rap sheet. I looked into Cordell, right? Crazy rap sheet. At Shine, when baby girl got off the bus, why would she cross the street? Get caught on people's ring doorbell, cross back over to the right side of the street. Don't make any sense. She crossed. Now, I don't know if she crossed the street or not, but I do think that she was leaving to go meet Jarvis wherever they agreed upon meeting. I believe that that's why she was walking in the opposite direction of her home, but she didn't walk far from her home. That's why I think she went back. Because if you're standing outside and you're waiting for somebody and they don't show up, your intent is going to obviously go home. But I think that she didn't want to disappoint him. So I think she went back. I do. I think she went back to him. And I think the reason he was late is because he was going to go get King. Because he was late picking her up. Because he was supposed to pick her up before 3. That's what it says in the message. Hold on, let me pull that up. Hold on. The message says, right here. Annette Harris, NaZiyah's grandmother, the Guardian, says she last saw NaZiyah when she dropped her off at school the morning of January 9th. So again, she dropped her off. Annette dropped NaZiyah off at school. So she for sure seen NaZiyah. She can't say she didn't see the girl. NaZiyah texted Butts' phone on January 9th. Don't forget to be there before 3. Before 3. Okay? And she says, if you're not, I will wait. Send okay if you've seen the message so I can delete your number. Detroit Public School Police Lieutenant George Harris testified at 9:23 a.m. January 9th. Butts responded, okay. So whenever they were planning on meeting, they already had, figured that part out. And I think that they figured that out verbally. Because they did see each other. So I think they say, okay, I'm gonna meet you, blah, 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 whatever, address that obviously takes her in the opposite direction of where she lives. And I think she waited, and I don't think that he ended up showing up right away. So she probably went home, maybe used the bathroom, because again, her school tablet she had with her. Her school tablet was at home. And Shannon says that NaZiyah never came back home. Then how did her tablet get there? How was NaZiyah's tablet the same tablet right here on January 9th? NaZiyah texted Butts' phone January 9th, don't forget to be there before 3. I will let you know when I'm leaving school. If you're not there, I will wait. Send okay if you've seen the message so I can delete your number. Detroit Public Schools Police Lieutenant George Harris testified at 9:23 a.m. January 9th. Butts responded, okay. The school lieutenant is stating and verifying that information because she used the school's tablet to send him that message to his phone, not her cell phone. She used that tablet, right? Because until they got into that tablet, it was like Jarvis had never spoke to her that day. This is where they got the proof that Jarvis and NaZiyah spoke to each other. That tablet was home. How was that tablet there off? Because it was there for months, I believe, weeks to months before they actually turned that tablet in, and it was powered off. It was dead. They never charged it. And when I was like, why wouldn't you? Like, hello? Because NaZiyah had 2 tablets. She had the one that she had at home that she owned, and she had the one from school. The one from school, again, is where she sent the messages from. How did that tablet get back in that home if NaZiyah never went there? That's what I'm saying. Even though that doorbell, that ring cam shows her going the other way, that does not mean she didn't go back home. It doesn't mean that. And if she went that way, who knows if she crossed the street, she could have went home a different way. She could have walked down the street further that way and then went that. So now when she's walking past people's houses, maybe they didn't have door cameras, and whatnot. So we have no idea. We don't know. But that it does not mean she didn't go home, because how did she get it? Either that or after NaZiyah passed and whatnot, after, because Shannon was either with them, she brought the tablet back. Either way, the tablet shouldn't have been there. Either way, rather Shannon brought the tablet back after NaZiyah went missing, or NaZiyah came home. I believe she came home. I think she stopped there, probably put her backpack and her tablet and whatnot in her room, went used the bathroom, and left back out. Probably maybe got something to drink, left real quick. Or well, let me go back. I don't think she stayed there long if she was planning on meeting him. I don't think so. I think it would just maybe in and out. Maybe she had to use the bathroom. So I'm like, oh, let me go home and use the bathroom real quick. But she left that tablet there. But I also think that NaZiyah could have went home to check her to see if Jarvis had messaged her, if she didn't have like Wi-Fi, if you got to be connected to Wi-Fi for it to work or not. I don't know if it has its own mobile internet like device where you can have internet wherever you are, or you have to be under Wi-Fi in order to use it. So if she needed Wi-Fi to see if Jarvis had messaged her back or changed the time or said that he wasn't meeting, and whatnot, the only way to do that is to go home. Let me run home real quick, check and see if he said something. If he didn't, then I'm gonna go back. That is extremely plausible. She went home, used the bathroom, checked her tablet to see if he said anything. He didn't, so she's still assuming the plan was the same. So she dropped the tablet in her room and whatnot because she didn't need it and left. went to go meet him where he told her to meet her at. And when she got back, he and Cordell were waiting for her at the spot, picked her up, left. But I do think that she went home. That's when I think Shannon seen her. That's when I think Shannon seen her. I don't think Shannon seen her before she went to school. I think she seen her when she came home. They swear she didn't come home. Well, how did this tablet? So I'm not saying she stopped at home just because I just want to say it. No. How did that tablet get there? Because she should have been with her. If she got off the bus and went straight with Jarvis, that tablet should have been with her. The one from school. Because that's the one she used to condom. Not the one she had from home. So, hello. I don't know. I just feel like she went home. I do. And I feel like Shannon saw her. Yeah. I feel like Annette did too. I feel like both of them saw her before she left. Anything, Shannon probably messaged Jarvis like, why does she here? Why is she here? She's still here. She's still pregnant. Why is she here? Ain't y'all supposed to get this over with? You know, and whatnot. But I do think that there was an intention. I think Jarvis told NaZiyah, speaking to her, that he was going to take her to get an abortion. I really think that that's why NaZiyah was meeting up with him that day. And she thinking that it was going to be like at a clinic or something and whatnot. Come to find out, he had a whole nother plan. And there's no way of her drinking antifreeze and then not hurting her too. So, yeah, I think that she had another plan. Or he had another plan for her, and it backfired. It definitely did, and she ended up passing away. I do not think it was his intention to end her life. And I'm going to keep saying that. I really don't feel that way. Because the searches would have been different. You know, you trying to get rid of a body and stuff like that. Those are the things that you're going to be searching. Those are. I believe Cordell knows exactly what happened to NaZiyah. And I think that Cordell also helped him hide her. Or helped or gave him the advice or told him what to do. I do feel that way. Because Jarvis is an idiot. So, I mean, he's really dumb. Besides saying nothing, that's the smartest he's been. It's just not saying anything. But him successfully hiding the body, it's not successful. Well, I mean, it's successful because it hasn't been retrieved. But he had a lot of time to hide her. He did. He had hours to do so, unbothered. Unbothered. It wasn't like, you know, the police was looking for her already. And stuff like this is why it's so important to report somebody missing right away, because then they know it's like a time frame. But if he contacting the people that will report her missing and neither one of them will or have because they're waiting on him, then he could take his time. And I believe that that's what he did, because you're going to be in a panic if you're planning something and it goes another way. So his plan wasn't to end for her to pass away. But when that started to happen, you panic because you're not prepared for this part. You're prepared for the baby passing and her being really sick and stuff like that. That's what you're prepared for. But you're not prepared for her passing away. You're not. So that sense of panic is going to make you make mistakes. Like you're going to do things that you wouldn't do if you had the time to clean certain things. Him bringing the vehicle back that he used to dispose of her, and then being able to go get that same vehicle back the next day and clean it more. What he had plenty of time, you know, to do all of these things. So, you know, I definitely think that they are complicit. You know, how could they not be complicit? Y'all should have called the police immediately. I think that she would have been found if they would have called the police immediately and not waited until the next day. So they upped the police's investigation by giving him plenty of time. So when they looking for prints, body fluid, any of that stuff and whatnot. And then again, he uses people's cars. So who knows if he wouldn't borrow somebody else's car? He could have drawn the baby mama car to, you know, and then they know he lying. Like he said, he wasn't in a city that his cell phone was pinged to the same day. Like they got even the time the cell phone was pinged to it and whatnot. But he says he wasn't there. So you know he is an outward liar. Like he is lying on everything. Like you can't trust anything that comes out of his mouth. And you can still Cordell lying on the set. Cordell is lying because they asked Cordell if he saw him in the courtroom and he said no. So if you didn't have nothing to do with this, why not just tell the truth? Cordell has everything to do with this as well. Cordell, Shannon, and Jarvis. Main people. Now, I do think, what's her name? Let's start with an L. Miss Johnson. the baby mama who he borrowed the Altima from. I do believe she knows more than what she is leading on. I do. Because he had already had your car, and then he came back to get your car again. Why is he borrowing your car like this when he got his own? He work on them for a living. Like, girl, why did he keep borrowing your car? And then she driving her mama car. And I believe that she's saying that on purpose. I drive my mom's car. I don't no. You don't anything that's gonna come back in that car on you. That's all. Because NaZiyah's glasses being found inside of that vehicle says everything. That says everything we know. She needed those glasses. She did. The girl only took her glasses off at home. So when she was at home hanging out, dancing, stuff like that, yeah, she'd take her glasses off. But she needed them for like reading, and stuff like that. So why would her glasses be here and she not? But then that baby mama's still not saying like, I do think that he did something to her. Like I do. I feel that way. This is all of them are acting as if this is all coincidence. I believe that they're treating it like he didn't do anything to her. That she just missing. That's how they, although NaZiyah had been to that same woman, Miss Johnson, she had been, what is her name, Lucretia, something like that, Johnson. She had been to her house multiple times. In the text messages that Roxy has between her and Shannon, Shannon sends her that same address and says that that's one of the last locations that she knows that NaZiyah was probably at. And she said it was a bando house. No. That's your child's sibling's house. That's what that is. That's what that word. So that means that NaZiyah had frequented that home. So she saw NaZiyah. For her to say that it took the news for her to realize that NaZiyah was missing or anything like that, or the glasses and all of that, bitch, you done seen her in person. She done been to your house multiple times. And Jarvis just walk all over y'all. He just walk all over y'all. Y'all simple-minded. Basic. So he walk all over y'all. All he gotta say is this niece. Yeah. This my girl niece. This my baby niece. And y'all just, oh, okay, all right. So he walking in with him or whatever, and all y'all just allowing it to happen. You walking out to go to work and he pulling up NaZiyah, and you just let them walk past you and go in your house and all that. He walk over y'all. She said that her son was playing with the glasses in the back seat. She took the glasses from him, and then Jarvis snatched them from her. So it's clear that you let him do whatever you want to do. Because if he would have snatched them glasses from me, I would have reached over, opened up that door, kicked this motherfucking ass out the car while it was moving. I would have politely took his seatbelt off, reached over, opened up the door, and booted him out of it. Get your ass on my car. Snatching dead people's stuff. Girl, please. Bye. And then he say that he tell her that some girl glasses was his son's. Who is your son, Ziyah? Who your baby? Ziyah? Because the girl glasses. You can look at those glasses and see that they're female S, they're feminine. Those are women glasses. Those ain't boy glasses. Like, they're not. Hell, these big boy glasses. So it's just, I'm looking again, what? I'm like, his sons. I say, you're wrong gender. I say, yeah, those don't look like boy glasses. They don't. Those look like female glasses. Like, hello? I would at least question that. Like, no, them was your girl glasses or something, because those glasses don't belong to a little boy. Most little boys don't have all the glasses completely clear. Most of them don't do that. Most of them are black or blue, or sometimes like kitty cartoons and stuff like that, like decorative glass. Like, she was only 13. It's not like she was a grown woman, walking around. Not at all. So yeah, I'm like, you didn't question that at all. Those look like, and you saw NaZiyah many times. You saw her multiple times. Even Shannon placed her at your home. Why is her aunt placing her at your house, but you act like no knowledge of her besides seeing her on TV, seeing the flyers around town that she was seeing? You're lying. You knew what was going on too. So it's not like, now that everybody knows that they were allowing crazy stuff like that to go on, to where this man is sleeping with children and y'all are allowing it, supporting it low key, because they feel like they're not saying it's okay that they're not supporting it. You are. If you see a little girl walking in with a grown man and you know he has a record, why are you with this girl? Your My spidey senses are gonna go off immediately. Immediately. Now, one time I see y'all together, no, because if I know that you got a record, I don't want to see you around no children by yourself at all that don't belong to you. Because I barely feel like you should be around the kids that belong to you. But yeah, like I feel like nieces, nephews, all that stuff is off limits. Like all that stuff is off limits. Is how I feel. I don't give a fuck about it. My cousin, anybody like that, dating anybody that got a register or anything like that, sorry, cuz, but as long as you with that person, I mean, I can't tell you who to date, but if I have to wonder or think that you may do something to my child, you cannot come around me. I shouldn't even have to consider like that. I shouldn't even have to consider it. Honestly, if I ever have to ponder something like that, you can't be around me. We don't have nothing to talk about. It's that simple. Okay? Because I'm not going to have it on my spirit. I'm not, because that's a hell of a rumor for somebody to say, like, girl, I heard that your man was over there with dot dot dot, and you know they got this record, and they talk about some. I just seen your man with your niece or your neighbor's niece, and what it's like, what? Like, yeah, no, because your mind is instantly gonna wonder. I mean, it should. So my mind's wondering, and again, when somebody's been accused of these, it's in them. It's in them. It's a sickness. It is, because they really can't. I mean, you can, but you can't. You know? So as much as they want to try to make it seem as if they'll never do it again, yes, you will. Yes, you will. The only answer is just you stand away from children, minors, period. Period. That's the only way for sure to know that you won't do it again. That's it. But allowing you around those people at all, it will happen. Yes, it will. Even if it has to be your own child. That's why it's a sickness. Because if you can't literally just draw that line of this is my kid, and you willing to take that kid and do certain things with that kid and feel no remorse, no guilt, no hatred towards yourself, like that's a sickness. That's you are a 4-year-old. You are sick. If you do it to a 4-year-old, you'll do it to a newborn, as far as I'm concerned. You'll do it to a newborn. There is no limit for you. You'll hurt anybody. Anybody. And I think he'd be more prone to hurting newborns because they can't talk. So a 4-year-old can speak. Imagine the ones that can't speak, that couldn't speak when he did what he did to them. So if he was dating a girl that had an infant, I do believe that he hurt that infant. I do. They can't talk. So even if they are screaming and hurt and whatnot, even if he gave even the baby an STD or STI, the baby can't say where it came from. They can't talk. Because a 4-year-old is borderline. Like their vocabulary is limited. Very limited, a 4-year-old. You know, some are brighter, but you know, their vocabularies are very limited at 4 to be able to describe something that they don't understand. So they don't even understand what happened to them, but they have to describe it to figure out why they're hurting, you know, and whatnot. Like, that's indescribable. That's beyond a monster. I don't even know what you call that. I don't know what you call that. This is a despicable person. And you bitches were sitting around dating them like y'all got something. Shout out to Miss Chris. Thank you so much for this super sticker, sweetheart. And y'all sit around claiming them, getting engaged to them. I'm like, do y'all know how pathetic y'all are? I'm not just questioning him. I mean, he know what he did. I'm questioning you for knowing. It don't matter if because a nigga gonna say what they gotta say to get in them draws or to get in your house. Oh yeah, they lied on me. That ain't true. This person said this, but this person said that. I actually got acquitted. That they found me not guilty. They dropped the charge. It ain't even real. If they gonna say what they gotta say. They're gonna say those things. It doesn't make them true. Because look at the ending result. You have a 13-year-old girl not only missing, that is probably deceased, but she was pregnant. You had a 4-year-old that caught an STD. He slept with his own daughter. What do y'all have to say to this nickel? Like, ugh. Ain't nobody game that tough. Ain't no pedo game. Like a pedo shouldn't have no game. None. The description alone make them ugly. Yeah, that alone, that title alone makes them unattractive as fuck. Immediately, right out the gate. Right out the gate. Like Shannon talking about something. I gave him a second chance because society did. Society did not give him a second chance. It's called the law, you asshole. And they have to abide by it. Yeah. Because if society had it our way, he would have never got out. That's not the society's choice. It's the judge and jury's, you goofy bitch. Like, you know you dumb. If society gave him a second chance, they actually didn't. It's called the law. That's all. The law is how he got out. That's it. A judge let him out. That's it. Not society, ho. Society won't even let him move into our neighborhoods. So what are you talking about? That's why he don't have an address now. Because society don't want nothing to do with him. Society didn't give him a second chance. You did. Goofy hoe. I say, yeah, you real dumb. Like, brr, duh. Watch your rabbit. Girl, please. So a man go to jail for ending his wife's life and beating her and all of that stuff. She had to survive DV. Should you give him a second chance because society did? And then you end up the same way. Well, girl, you look and sound dumb. But let's keep going so we can get into Annette's testimony. Because girl. Okay. So, okay, here we go. Right here. Butts' sister, Tawana Butts, said she saw a girl later and realized may have been NaZiyah get out of her brother's truck at the auto shop between 4:30 and 6 p.m. January 9th, she didn't see the teen's face but recalled her colorful jacket. Okay. I maybe not that day, but I do think that she's seen her before. Okay. The phone was found in Salani, yep. Around 7 p.m., Ward said, where Talasha Moore said Butts came to her home with Wright. Okay. So Talasha, which is his sister, Wright's sister, I think, hold on. Said Butts came out to her home with Wright. Yes, her sister's son's father. That's what it was. Her sister's son's father to work on her mother's car. Moore said NaZiyah came with Butts and the other, and Butts introduced NaZiyah as his niece. Butts told police NaZiyah had not been in there with him. They went back to the auto shop where Wright and Butts split up. So, according to Butts, well, I'm even gonna say it's more so of Wright, Cordell, after going to work on this car, because Talasha Moore says Butts came out to her home with Wright, her sister's son's father, to work on her mother's car. Clearly, they were there because Talasha has a witness statement account of seeing with her own eyes. She's there go Jarvis. There, I saw him. He was there. And NaZiyah was there too. And she came up and he introduced NaZiyah as his niece. So Jarvis says that never happened. Girl. Girl. Jarvis said that never happened. I never went to yep, Salani. Yep. Yep. He said he was never there. And Paslansly, correct, that little city, correct. He said he was not there. Although his cell phone was pinged there twice. From 2 different towers. His phone was pinged there, girl. Correct. Right? And there's a witness, Talasha Moore, who says, I saw him. He was there. He helped my sister, baby daddy, work on my mom's car. And yes, NaZiyah was with them. I did see her. That was the girl that was with them, and he introduced her. So, Lady K, no, it's Ypsilanti, girl. No, no. Y'all let me have it. Leave me alone. Let me have it. Let me have it. Let me have it. It's Ypsilanti, girl. Correct. That is the city. Ypsilanti. Correct. I feel that on my spirit. Yes. I don't know what the y'all are talking about. And I'm gonna no, Laura. Oh God. Oh my God. Just let me have this. This is crazy. It's skipping in the Maslani, yo. Y'all got y'all nerve. It's skipping in the Maslani. That's where it was at. Around 7 p.m. Hello? Hello? No, Coco, they ain't got nothing to do with no tongue. No, it's Gibson of Maslani. Northern Yippenum Slani, correct. I'm saying how you spelled the northern girl. Oh my word, this is sad. Oh my, oh my, y'all can't even let me have my little content. This was cute. And so y'all Tony said, we know what you're talking about. Y'all correct. Yippenum Slani. Y'all know where that's at? Oh God, look at Lady K. Oh my God. Thank you, Alexis, sweetie. Girl, look at JB. Thank you, JB, baby. Love you, JB. And I'm like, he said, not you are not saying it's salami. Melanie, y'all. It's skipping them salami, y'all. Oh, let me talk about some salami. I did not say salami. Oh my God. Thank you, Zebra. Yeah, you're close enough. Thank you. That's all that matter. Y'all know what Gibson salami is in Michigan? Nah. You turn a native word into an Arabic word. A little piece. Sheree, that's what we do. It's a little piece. Girl, I don't know, Shonda. Don't sound right when you say. Yes, it does, Dayla. Give them slimy. Say it. Nah. Yips and slimy. Girl, few syllables. That's it. That's it, because they have to spell that shit like that. They have to do that. Nah, y'all worried about me. What we need to be discussing is why they spelled that like that. Nah. Now, they know some of us is a little piece of hooked on phonics. Got they damn nerve. Always trying to, then it's the native people. It's a shame y'all. Y'all music is just that simple. But when y'all want to name words, yup, I'm a son, and yup, Shamaka, and I'm a hoe. And all of that, we ain't got time for all that bullshit. Well, y'all used to speak a sound. Got y'all damn nerve. But y'all want to make everything hard for people. Now, y'all could have just called it slimy. Now, it could have been called Lanty. Now, Lanty, Michigan. That would have been cute. But no, y'all got to add all these unnecessary ass letters like Y-P-S-I-Y. Have to do all that. Y'all just use anything to try to make us sound racist. Oh my God. Right, Pocahontas, all that. Her name could have just been Honest. No, Poca, why? For what? Now let's get back into this. Now it says, but sister, no, we already read about. The phone was in Ypsilanti around 7 p.m., okay? Now, a Warwick said, where Talasha Moore said Butts came to her home with Wright, her sister, son, father, baby daddy, to work on her mother's car. Moore said NaZiyah came with Butts, and the other man introduced NaZiyah as his niece. So that means he spoke and said, look, this NaZiyah, this niece, this me. And then Butts told police NaZiyah had not been with him in Ypsilanti. He lying that hard. You was peeing there, all of that. They went back to the auto shop and Wright and Butts split up. Now, I don't know if that's true. I don't know, because I heard they also split up at the hotel. Now, all of a sudden, but I mean, it just is what it is. Because I want to know how they split up at the auto body shop if Wright wasn't driving. Butts was driving. Butts and Jarvis and Cordell picked NaZiyah up, but Jarvis was driving. No, other way around. Other way around, right? No, he was driving. Cordell was driving. Cordell was driving. It's the other way around. How did Jarvis get to the baby mama to get her car? Because he went and got that car later on that night. So look right here. It says the phone pinged at around and Yep Sliding around 7 p.m. Okay, so they got multiple proof. Not only did they have a witness, which Asha, and the mama, technically, her mother, because it was her mother's car that was being faked. Um, NaZiyah was introduced to her as well as the niece. So it's plenty of proof that she was there. But that was around 7. Now let's get into this. They went back to the auto shop and Wright and Butts split up. How did Jarvis get to the baby mama? This is the last time anyone who is not Jarvis Butts would see NaZiyah Harris alive, McPeace said. Latricia Johnson, who has a daughter with Butts, this is someone that testified with the wig girl. Latricia Johnson, who has a daughter with Butts, said Butts borrowed her car around 9 p.m. If he and Jarvis split up at the shop, how did he get to her house at 9? And NaZiyah was with him. NaZiyah's glasses were also found in her vehicle. So how does she not see NaZiyah if he had to come and get the keys? I'm confused. So, because if he's already in a car, why would he need to drive? Because that her car was towed up. The Altima was towed up. Now the front wasn't as bad, but it was still tore up from the floor. So, why would he need to drive a car? Because he had an SUV. Because that's the vehicle that Jarvis's sister stated that she saw her getting in and out of. Now I don't know if the SUV worked or not. I don't know. But why would he drive a vehicle to you to take your vehicle? Why not just drive the car you're driving? Doesn't make any sense. He drove his truck around the corner. Why though? What? That's what I'm saying. Like, why would he come? You already in your vehicle. I believe he switched cars with her because whatever he was planning on doing, he wanted it in his car. He wanted it in hers, which should cause a light to go off to her. Like, you already in the car, why you need mine? Like, weird. Like, why? How you get over here? Like, hello. But that's why I say he just runs over them and they just do what he says because she still gave him those keys. But I think she saw NaZiyah too. Well, how could you not if they were together? He get in your car with NaZiyah. Her glasses were found in your car, Hope, on the 10th or the 11th, according to you, because you can't remember if he came back and got the car on the 10th or if he came and got the car back on the 11th, Latricia Guerrero. But your son found NaZiyah's glasses in the back seat of the car. So that means that one of the last vehicle that NaZiyah was in was yours. Okay? That was the last car she got in and out of. Yours. So that means when he came on the 9th to get your car, she was with. You saw her. He told everybody else that she was his niece. I believe he told you the same thing. He went out to Yep Some Slani and told Talasha that NaZiyah was his niece. So why wouldn't he tell you the same thing? Why? Hello? And I feel like you just believed him. You just like, oh, okay. Although he has a crazy record. But, okay, girl. Alrighty. Latricia, who has okay, where was that? January 9th. Okay. So Butts borrowed her car around 9 p.m. January 9th and didn't return it until about 8:30 a.m. the next morning. He borrowed her car again later that day or the next day, Johnson said. So y'all know when she was on the stand, she said she can't remember. Which I don't know if it was the very next day or if it was the day after that. He put NaZiyah's body in her car. Correct, he did. And I believe she was in the back seat. I don't think she was in the trunk. I think she was in the back seat, which would explain her glasses being back there. Put her body in that car, her glasses fell off her face in that back seat, and he took her out that car. and didn't realize that her glasses was missing, adrenaline pumping, all of that. Again, when you're in a panic, you are going to make mistakes. And her glasses being in that car was a mistake because there was nothing else of hers in that car, that jacket or her other shoe, because again, only one shoe was retrieved. So where was the other one? Is it in her car? Like, I mean, where is it? So yeah, Latricia said the daughter. Okay. Johnson noting she can remember. Detroit Police Detective Lisa Johnson said Butch checked into Harperwood's motel at 9:30 p.m. January 9th. And his phone indicates he was also at this location. Butch denied to police that he was ever there. He lied. I mean, when I tell you all he do is lie, all he do is lie, girl. Just a fucking idiot. But this helps, in the trial, for them to know that he's not going to tell the truth. He has been lying since he's opened his mouth. So yeah, I don't think that they'll take his testimony that serious. Just after 1 a.m., Butt's phone was located at Alexander Street, where one of his girlfriends lives. Quick said they don't know what happened when NaZiyah left the auto body shop around 9 p.m., but it's safe to say if we know she didn't go to it's safe to say we know she didn't go to his house where his girlfriend is. The girlfriend did not testify during the 4-day hearing. Latricia Johnson said after Butts returned the car around 8:30 a.m. January 10th, her son found a pair of clear frame glasses in the back seat. When she was shown a photo of NaZiyah from school January 9th wearing a pair of clear frame glasses, Johnson says they were clear just like that. Johnson said Butts told her they were his son's glasses. Lie. A work says Butts' phone was also in the area of 7 Mile and Berg Road between 11:40 p.m. January 10th and 1:34 a.m. January 11th, which is where several clothing items were found. It is also near a woman named Valerie Smith also where she found NaZiyah. Okay, wait a minute. I wonder if that ring camera, because what if Jarvis would, I feel like Jarvis wouldn't put that girl's ID on the bus stop. I feel like they planted that too, just like they planted the clothes. I don't think NaZiyah dropped her school ID when she got off that bus. I think it was placed there. I wonder if they could go back and look and see if maybe he walked past, if somebody could see him on camera around January 11th, if he walked past there and dropped that damn, because I believe he said it there. I do. I do. Think about it. It says Butt's phone was also near the area of 7 Mile and Berg Road between 11:40 p.m. January 10th and 1:34 a.m. January 11th. So that means this is at night. So it gives him an easy opportunity to necessarily like not be seen because it's dark outside. So, walking past that place or pulling up to that place, getting out and just dropping the school ID on the ground, that's very possible. Right, or he threw it out the window. That too. Scattering things in areas because I don't think that she's in that area. I don't think her body is in that area because this is between January 10th and January 11th. She was already gone. She went missing January 9th, and he had pretty much the whole day, the whole night and whatnot to get rid of her. And this cell phone ping was January 10th at 11:40 p.m. and at 1:34 a.m. January 11th. So I think that he was in that area at that time to throw the police off of his scent. I believe NaZiyah is somewhere near the shop, in my opinion. I believe she's somewhere near the shop. Correct. Because his cell phone was pinged in the 7 Mile area, in that area. And then also he checked in the hotel at 9:30 after he went and borrowed the car at 9. So he went straight to the hotel from Lucretia's house, the baby mama, straight from her house to the hotel with NaZiyah. What I don't think is, I don't think NaZiyah got out. I don't. Because nothing happened to her there. Because it would have been commotion. If she was in there drinking antifreeze and freaking out, she would have been loud. She would have been loud. And I don't think that she drank the antifreeze on her own. I think it was forced. If it's antifreeze at all, I think it was forced down her throat. Because again, no one's going to consciously drink antifreeze unless you're trying to take your own life. Unless you're ready to check out. It's like a person drinking bleach, or something like that. You're not just drinking bleach just because, girl. You're drinking it because you don't want to be here anymore. Same thing with antifreeze. You're drinking it because you don't want to be here anymore. You're not drinking it to get rid of a baby. No, not at all. No, I mean, your baby gonna leave, but you are too. It ain't just gonna be your baby. So, yeah, I think him being an idiot, really thinking that antifreeze was going to work, because that's idiotic. That's stupid. That's why he's not bright. He's an idiot. And that's why I keep calling him one. But yeah, I think that she's near the shop. I do. I think she's near the shop because him being at the shop is not going to cause alarm. It's not. It's not going to cause alarm. And it gives him plenty of time. And it's like a kind of like a little wooded area over there. So I do think it's possible that he may be near the shop. I don't think she's like buried in it or anything like that. No. But I do think she's underground. And I think it's near. Because the cell phone pings, it does not pin him going miles and miles and miles out of the 7 mile area, or anything like that. Besides going to get Spilani, he didn't go nowhere else because they came right back. He didn't go further than that. So that means she has to be in that area. The cell phone towers would have pinged him other places if he would have went somewhere else. I don't think he did. I think it's local. I think she is local. And I think he was bought enough time to where it's harder to trace his tracks. It would have been easier to trace him if they would have been alerted immediately that NaZiyah was gone, that she was missing. Because then they would have been able to go to the hotel and whatnot. The hotel would have had a better idea of what happened, who they was talking about, all that. It would have been fresh, on their memory, and all of that. But instead, I mean, in that type of hotel, you got people coming and going, coming and going, coming and going, addicts, all of that stuff. I mean, it gets to the point where you do kind of start to not focus or pay much attention to the people that are coming in when a lot of them are like trash, a bunch of addicts trying to find a room for them all to get doped up in and stuff like that. You kind of just tune those kind of people out. And I think Jarvis being a regular was easily tuned out. It was easily just be like, oh, okay, yeah, we know you. He don't really give us no trouble. And just, kind of just let you do your thing to where they won't pay much attention to you. He could just float on by. I think he went in and checked in a hotel because he's an idiot and tried to throw the police off of his scent. Making the police think that that's where he was, like using that as his alibi. Oh, I don't know what, and not as the alibi of NaZiyah passing away, of something happening to the baby. Him thinking NaZiyah was going to live, but the baby was going to pass. And if they say anything about, who were you with when you did this and that, my alibi, I'm at the hotel. I don't know what I was chilling here with a friend, and I do believe that King was supposed to be a part of that alibi. Them two kicking it at the hotel. We was at the hotel with some hoes, is what we was doing. I didn't see her. I wasn't with her, because he's already lying. He didn't. He wasn't with her at the shop. She didn't go to get Slotty. She didn't introduce her to nobody. The sister didn't see her getting in and out of the car. He already lied about everything. So, hello. The cameras weren't working to see her coming in and out of the motel. You know what, Lady K? I don't think it's that the cameras weren't working. I don't think she went in. I don't. I don't think she went in. Because whatever he was planning on doing to her, if he was going to do it at the hotel, she wouldn't have went in. And then it would have been easier for people to determine that something happened to her. That's why I believe whatever happened either happened at that shop or happened outside. Like in a car, or them standing in front of a car, like parking somewhere. I don't think it, because again, there would be way more evidence. The police would have had way more DNA. If there was any blood splatter or blood at all, they wouldn't have been able to find, they found none of that. None of those things. None of them. So it didn't happen there. Whatever happened, it didn't happen there. So I think she sat in the car. I don't even think she got out. I think he said, I'll be right out. I think he went in and checked in. And once after he went and checked in, He left for her. He did. And here's the thing, the hotel don't have proof that he physically checked out. They just know he checked out. Some hotels will let you check out over the phone, or they'll automatically check you out at the checkout time. So again, they can't say he was here all night. No, that's why he doesn't have an alibi. That's why he doesn't have one, like a strong alibi to say that he was not with her, because there's no proof that you weren't. Beside, there's plenty of proof that you were, but there's no proof that, I mean, we have witnesses to say that you were at the shop with her, that you were in Yslani with, there's witnesses, Talasha, his sister, people witnessing that saw y'all to that day. So that's without a reasonable doubt. So you can keep lying and saying that y'all weren't together, or you didn't, she wasn't with you, all that lies. If he just told her he was running in real quick, because I don't think he stayed at the hotel. I don't, because people will recall. No one recalls at the hotel seeing him like come in and out throughout the night or anything like that. Said he checked in at 9:30, so that means that that's when he paid for the room. So there's a record of the room being paid for at around 9:30 p.m. on January 9th. But there's no proof that he stayed in the room. There's no proof. Because there's no camera showing him coming in and out and whatnot. So if there's no camera being able to prove that he stayed at the hotel, then where's this footage of this camera stating that they saw NaZiyah? I don't think she got out the vehicle. I think she just waited. I'll run it in real quick, check in, and I'll be right out. And she was like, all right. And just sat in the car and waited. It didn't happen there. It didn't. Because he would have had to carry her body out. Somebody would have noticed that. If he did something like that to her at the hotel, that stands out. Even if she was like super loopy, or, like really messed up because she was drinking that antifreeze and whatnot, and she basically passing away because it's, settling in her system, and whatnot, somebody would have seen that. Somebody would have recalled, you know, somebody would have recalled seeing her and him together. I don't think that happened because they weren't there. They weren't there. So I think he either took her back to the shop and did it there, or somewhere near it. Somewhere near the shop. Yeah. I do. The barrel drums at the auto shop. I doubt it. I doubt it. And the reason why I doubt that is because that takes intelligence. Jarvis is an idiot. He is stupid. So there's plenty of mistakes. All we need is one person. That's it. Shannon could blow this case out of all of the baby mom, Lucretia, the girlfriend that he was living with, she still hasn't testified. Still hasn't. She will not testify against him. No, she will not. She has not testified. And I don't know if she was subpoenaed or not, but she has not testified. She has a lot of information. He was at her house. Yeah. Because that's where I believe he went after he did what he did to NaZiyah. I do. I think him and Shannon met up. I do. I still think Shannon had everything to do with this. I do. I think that Shannon was out of it pretty much until she passed. Until she passed. Or he couldn't get her to do it alone. So, by himself. So he went to get Shannon as like an enforcer to help him get NaZiyah to get rid of the baby. And something could have went wrong, rather she did it to NaZiyah or he did it, but she knows. She definitely knows what happened to her. Fact. She could never convince me she doesn't know. If she wanted to go take a lie detector test, that'd be a good start. Again, still no lie detector test. Still no lie detector test. So yeah, I mean, that'd be a good start. I'm going to take a lie detector test. I feel Annette had a hand in it too. I believe Annette is protecting Shannon wholeheartedly. I do. Now, overall, do I think Annette had anything to do with it? Besides knowing that they wanted to get rid of that baby, no. Because I don't believe that NaZiyah's passing was planned. I don't think that. I think it was accidental. I think it was idiots thinking that they know something because they went to Google. And yeah, so NaZiyah passing was not part of the plan. Annette is involved because Annette is the primary caregiver. She's the guardian. She is the one who should have called the police the moment NaZiyah did not make it home by at least 8 p.m. She should have called the police immediately. She didn't call the police at all. The school called the police when Annette drove up to the school the following day to ask questions about NaZiyah's last whereabouts getting off the bus and stating that she didn't come home. So, as mandated reporters, the school called the police because that is what the mammy should have did. That is what Annette should have did on January 9th, 2024. She should have called the police immediately. She did not. Complicit. There's no reason to not call the police. Your granddaughter that come home every day ain't been home in hours. And then you don't have a way of contacting her. This is how you know that Annette knew what happened, knew that something bad happened to NaZiyah. Because NaZiyah don't have no phone. So it's understandable. Now, she had the phone with her. Now, the phone that she allegedly, that Jarvis got her, or her, she didn't have that phone. So if your kid does not come home, grandkid or not, does not come home, and they don't have a phone, like a cell phone, a way of contacting them, why would you not call the police? It's not like you can call them and ask them where they are. Why would you just allow that? It's different if she had a phone. And it's like, okay, well, we were calling her phone and calling her phone and calling her phone and calling her phone and, calling all of her friends and stuff like that. The first trace of them calling any of NaZiyah's friends, which I also don't know about this, so has not been pointed out in court, was on January 10th. January 10th. Shannon's messages that she did show, that they did have, was stemmed on January 10th. They were asking about NaZiyah. The only person Shannon had a conversation with about NaZiyah missing besides Annette was fucking Jarvis. That was it. On the 9th is when she should have been sending those friends those messages and stuff. Why don't you start sending messages about NaZiyah's whereabouts to the next day? Why? Why did it take, why are y'all so negligent? Why? Because y'all knew what y'all needed to know. Y'all knew. So I believe Annette is protecting her daughter. Yeah, Annette, she knows. Family protects family. Even when they're wrong. Family protects family. They do. And Annette stood to get into a lot of trouble. She knowingly let her granddaughter leave the house with a known file, a 3-time offender. That is illegal. That has CPS written all over it. This is why CPS is removing those kids, because now they know they got a lot of work to do. Because CPS look bad in Detroit right now. Horribly. Y'all clearly not doing y'all jobs, because it took over a year for y'all to take Shannon kids. Why are kids being taken now? NaZiyah went missing over a year ago. Why everybody acting like this January is the January she went missing? Like she went missing January 9th, 2025. She didn't. She didn't. It's been a whole year. And now CPS want to say, finally, y'all must got a mean caseload. Because it took you over a year? It's weird. It's weird. It's because they protect Shannon from doing something to another family member. Right. Right. She needs to be locked up with them too. Right. All of them need to be locked. Right. Annette too. Annette as well. She should go to jail. All of them should go to jail. Like, all of them. Yes. Not just Jarvis. All of them. Jarvis don't never need to see another light of day again. But they need to be held accountable as well. They dropped too many balls. Too many balls. If you ask me. They dropped way too many damn balls. Way too many. So yeah, Annette knew exactly what was up. She knew something horrible happened to that girl. She knew. She really did. So she's complicit with more than one thing. She absolutely is. Because she ain't taking no lie detector test yet either. Why Annette, you swear you telling the truth? Go take a lie detector test. I bet you won't. I bet you won't. Because that should be enough for the police to open, if they already don't have an open investigation on the both of them. That should be enough just to see how much they're lying about certain things when it comes to the whereabouts of that young lady and what they knew and what they didn't know. That should be enough for y'all to be like, okay, yeah, we need to look into them. Like, let's get phone records, let's subpoena this, let's get a warrant for that. Like, let's get everything. Every woman around Jarvis, there should be search warrants and subpoenas for phone records and everything. All electric devices should be turned in by everybody, any woman that is affiliated with him, any address that he been at from the beginning of January to the end of January, all of that, everybody, because somebody knows something. It's been a year. Come on now. So, okay, let's keep going. So, U.S. Border Patrol agent Wyatt Barnes said he found a pink onesie balled up in the brush at 7 Mile and Berg Road. During a search of the area, inside of the clothes was a small Nike shoe, he said. Other searchers also found the second Nike shoe, a black hoodie, and some gloves and a dirty towel. So I believe that Shannon was with him. I do. I believe Shannon was with him, and I believe Shannon, wouldn't put all this stuff out there. Again, his cell phone was pinged at the same area where they found the clothes. He was pinged there from 11:40 p.m. January 10th to 1:34 a.m. January 11th. Okay, so what I think he was doing was casing the area and looking for an area that looks, kind of like mystique enough for, because this is how they found the clothes. They found the clothes by pinging his cell phone. That's how they found them. So that means that you put them there. Hmm. Correct. Correct. So, and then he had multiple phones. So maybe if they look at the other phone, they could ping him at by the bus stop, throwing or dropping her school ID out there too. You know. And I think that's why he wanted that car too, because NaZiyah probably left some stuff in that car, and he didn't know exactly what, because he completely overlooked the glasses. Again, it took for her son to find the glasses, not him himself, not Jarvis himself. So if the boy would have never put the glasses on his face, he would have never found them. And the car was dirty, so. Inside of the car were dirty towel. Both the NaZiyah and Butt's DNA were found on the black hoodie, said Michigan State Police Crime Lab technician Erica Anderson. Anderson said there's moderate support, that Butt's DNA was on the stain on the black hoodie. Blood was also found on both the black hoodie and the pink jumpsuit, said Michigan State Police forensic scientist Ryan Green. Quote, this is the area where the People's Theory Jarvis Butts did at least one or two things. He either ended NaZiyah at 7 Mile and Berg, which means that that's where he took her life at, like where they found the clothes and all of that stuff. Like he either did it there, or at the very least dumped her body in this location. Makepeace said, all the evidence shows that something traumatic happened to her at the hands of Jarvis Butts. Okay, so they're thinking one of two things: that he's putting the clothes there because her body is near it, and or maybe he took her life there, like that's where she passed. So, but either way, something happened, like there, something. It was tragic. The Detroit police detective Jason Mays interviewed Butts. Okay, sorry. But Quick said that there was no evidence that NaZiyah was wearing the pink jumpsuit January 9th, nor was it something that belonged to her. Detroit police detective Jason Mays interviewed Butts in February 2024, and he denied seeing NaZiyah January 9th. Girl. He said he had not seen her since late December or early January at her grandmama's house. Girl. During a June 1st interview, he again denied seeing NaZiyah, but he said he had seen her a few days before she went missing. So it went from he didn't see her for months to I did see her a few days. So again, girl, we'll see. Mays asked why NaZiyah would be texting him and why she would have his number saved. And Bud said he did not know. He said sometimes he had NaZiyah and his children do jobs for him at the auto shop he owned. I have no reason to hide nothing, but said, no, you have every reason to hide every motherfucking thing, as far as we are concerned. Okay, so let's get into Annette's testimony. Again, Jarvis's attorneys state that there is no proof of any foul play when it comes to Jarvis. There is also no proof that NaZiyah is deceased. There's also no proof that NaZiyah was pregnant, and there's no proof that NaZiyah was unalived at the hands of Jarvis. So that is their defense strategy. That is what they're planning on going with. And that is true. There is no evidence of NaZiyah being pregnant besides text messages. There, again, is no ultrasound. But I do believe that there is information that NaZiyah's doctors had because she did frequent the doctor that year because she was sick. So I do believe that there is some record of her being pregnant. I hope that the prosecution looks into that and is able to find something. I doubt they'll find like an ultrasound or anything like that, but I do think that they would be able to find a positive blood test or even have ooh, because can't they, if they have a sample of her blood, because we give samples at times. If they have a sample of her blood, couldn't they still, if it was blood after she was pregnant, could they still test and see if that blood was the blood of a pregnant woman? Can they do that? Can they do that? Because they do blood work to see if women are pregnant. So if they have her blood, like a sample still of her blood, and sometimes they take samples, like if you're sick and they don't necessarily know why, they'll pull a sample of blood and see. So I wonder, because she was at the doctor at that time, she stated it in text messages that, she had to go to the doctor. So, because she was sick. So I was just like, I wonder if they still have some of her blood, if they could test the levels and see if she was pregnant. Ambi says, yes, shout out my medical assistant. Okay, well, I feel like there's ways of proving that she was pregnant. And I know sometimes you have to go through a lot of, doors, open a lot of doors to get to it, but it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. But they do state that there is no proof of her being pregnant. Even the TikTok videos, that is not enough proof to state that, to look at a person and say, like, you're pregnant. It's not enough. Yeah, you could look, even if because there is no, like, clear picture of her being pregnant. She also did not write anywhere on social media that she was pregnant. And I don't believe she told any of her friends or anything, because none of her friends came forward and said that she was pregnant. Also, no one at the school has any reports of NaZiyah being pregnant. No one. Nobody. So, again, besides those text messages between her and Jarvis, that's the only proof that she was pregnant. But then we have this here. Roxy had a conversation with Shannon when they basically bogarted them at Shannon's sister Marquetta's house. Didn't Shannon say in that audio to Roxy that she and NaZiyah took pregnancy tests at the same time and that they were pregnant at the same time, but she lost her baby and NaZiyah didn't? So, I mean, can't that be used? That can be used too, right? If the aunt is confirming that NaZiyah was pregnant, right? I don't know. But from what I saw, that's what, what it was, not from what I saw, what I was listening to, it did sound as if she said that her and NaZiyah was pregnant at the same time and that she bought NaZiyah a pregnancy test as well and that they were both pregnant. But she lost her baby and NaZiyah didn't. She didn't say NaZiyah lost her, she just said that she lost hers. So clearly that means that NaZiyah must have still been pregnant. But you lost your baby. So, yeah. I just want to try to help as much as we can. Is there any way that we can help y'all? Let us know, because like this dude cannot get off. He cannot get off, and that is a strong fight. That is a strong fight. It's a hard fight. You can definitely convict without a body, but it's easier to convict without a body if you have other evidence of the person being deceased. There's really no evidence that NaZiyah is deceased. That there's really nothing besides the time frame of her missing. There's nothing to say she's gone. She died. She ain't with us. There's nothing to say that. Nothing. Besides time frame gone. And people have been missing longer than that and been recovered. So there's been teens that went missing and was found 5-10 years later. So again, And here's another thing with the family. I'm confused in why they haven't had a funeral for NaZiyah yet. And that's not my question for Roxy, because that's not her responsibility. Celebrities have even came forward and said that they will pay for her funeral. Why has NaZiyah not had a funeral? Annette, why has NaZiyah not had a funeral? It's been over a year. She's had a balloon release. She's had a memorial, a small memorial that was put together for her, but she hasn't had a funeral. Why? And you don't even have to pay for it. Y'all can help by getting a death certificate for her, and whatnot, and doing a funeral. Yeah, you can help with the murder charge. Because now it's up in the air. It's up in the air. There's nothing. There is no death decree, or any. There's none of that. There's nothing to say that NaZiyah is deceased besides the time frame. The time frame will allow the murder charge because of how long she's been missing. It's an assumption that she is deceased. There's no proof. None. There's been no confession from no one. Jarvis, Cordell, Annette, Shannon. There's nothing to say that she's beyond us now. She's in a better place. Yeah. So, but why hasn't she had a funeral? That is my big question. I believe she has not had a funeral because they don't care about that girl. They don't. Looks can be very deceiving. So just because you have family members of yours does not mean everybody rap like that. It does not. It does not. There's no way Annette loved that girl. There's no way. What has she done since she's passed? I don't give a damn how old Annette is. You all right, girl? If you could get up every day and drive around and carry people back and forth, then you can get up and go out there and look for her. Yeah, you can get up and get with churches and foundations and whatnot and put search parties and search teams together. And you could, girl, hello? You see how when Shanquella passed, how her family stood for her? When Kanika Jenkins passed, how her family stood for, because they didn't have no involvement. They were innocent. So it's easy to stand for somebody when you have no involvement. It's easy to stand for them. It's hard to do when you're guilty of sin. When that conscience is eating you alive, you got people running up on you asking you if you love your granddaughter and why you're not looking for her, and you stay silent. In a time to where you could be saying, I love my grandbaby. I miss my grandbaby. I am looking for my, what are you talking about? Like that, but you're wearing it. Y'all don't give a about that girl. It's been a year and she ain't even had a funeral. A whole year. And y'all don't think that she alive because y'all will be looking for her. Annette, bitch, you ain't looking for that girl. Shannon, bitch, you ain't looking for that girl. Marquetta, ain't none of y'all looking for her. Ain't none of y'all looking for her. So clearly y'all don't think she alive. So why not bury her? Even if it's just a memory, even if it's an empty casket, so what? Let the world know that you don't believe that she's no longer with you. You don't. Maybe that funeral will be enough for Jarvis to tell y'all where her body at. Maybe that funeral will be enough for Shannon to break down and tell you where that girl at. But no. Y'all want to act like y'all innocent. Y'all want to act like y'all did nothing while doing nothing. Like, girl. Craziness. Craziness. Absolutely craziness. So yeah, I'm like, why hasn't she had a funeral? She should have been at a funeral. Or a big memorial service. Or, candlelights and whatnot. Of y'all going live on social media, letting everybody know to keep the faith, to keep looking for her. This is what she looked like. This is what she last had on. Y'all ain't doing none of that. None of that. Y'all are not keeping. It's a shame that it takes strangers to keep this girl's story alive. That it takes strangers to have sympathy, empathy, and be compassionate about this young woman and the horrible things that happened to her, that we will take that torch and walk with it before her own loved ones, before the people that were supposed to be raising her. That's pathetic. And it also shows complicit. Because I'm not complicit. I ain't had nothing to do with it. This is why I can stand for her. This is why I can hope that she is found. Y'all don't want her to be found. Y'all don't want her to. And y'all don't want to give her a funeral and whatnot because y'all know what that looks like. Y'all not allowed talking about some, I want to give my grandbaby a proper funeral, but until Jarvis gives us body, until we are able to put her to rest properly, we're having a funeral for her and we cannot bury her. We deserve to bury her. That's the least you could do. You done already took her from us. Give her back. Give her back, bitch. Jarvis. Give her back. It's the least you could do. Stop acting like you giving her back to us. You doing us a favor. You kidding me? We don't owe you nothing. Not a damn thing. You owe us a 13-year-old innocent girl pregnant with an innocent. It's what you owe us. And you can't give it to us. You can't. So the least you could do is to let us bury them. Because either way, it's over for you. It's over for you. Have a little pride. Because you ain't got no dignity. And you damn sure ain't got no conscience. Because if you did, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here. Conscience wouldn't allow you to sleep with a 13-year-old, an 11-year-old, a 4-year-old, an 8-year-old. It wouldn't allow you to do that. Not at all. So it's the least this family could be doing. But they're so defensive because y'all in the wrong. Shannon, you so defensive. Instead of trying to help your mammy plan a funeral for this girl, you can't even get there. Because you so worried about what everybody think. Trash. When all you should be worried about is what NaZiyah thought. That's all you should care about. You love NaZiyah, right? Then why haven't you linked up with her mother? Why haven't you linked up with big sister to talk about what happened to her baby? To help her find her baby. You ain't linked with her at all. How Roxy talked to her before you? Crazy. How Roxy on the phone with Lady before you? Roxy wasn't responsible for NaZiyah. You were. Hello? Craziness. Craziness. But let's get into a little piece of Annette up here on this damn stand line. Before we call this one right here a wrap. Before we come back tomorrow. Okay, let's get into Annette. This her, y'all. This the grandmammy.
The name of NaZiyah Harris. Yes. And who is NaZiyah to you? My granddaughter. Are you her legal guardian? Yes, I am. When did you become her legal guardian? I adopted NaZiyah back in 2016. And that's court work, their paperwork filed and all that to legally adopt her? Yes, it took a process. Oh. Yes. And back in January of 2024, did NaZiyah live with you? Yes. I don't want to know the specific address, but what street did you live on? Bedford. And is that in the city of Detroit, Wayne County? Yes, it is. How long had NaZiyah been living with you at that address in Bedford? Oh, wow. Yeah, basically, ever since I had her. Since 2016? Well, we moved to another house. Okay, when did you move into?
It's crazy how you could sit up here talking about this girl with no emotion. No emotion. That's how you know she did not give a fuck about that girl. She was doing what she needed to do to make sure that the benefits kept coming in. The state pays her to take care of NaZiyah. She's not doing it because she's a loving grandmother. No. She get food stamps. She get basically Social Security, not like literally Social Security, but it's like a benefit from the state that gives you like infib, if you will, like a cash grant to take care of her. So again, if she's mad about anything, sad about anything, is that income is gone. But she clearly don't care about this girl. Because how could you talk about this situation and not consistently be breaking down? Like, Jarvis is in the room with you. Like, I, poor baby. They didn't care about this girl.
2019, we moved in that house, and then moved in the house that I am now, which is still on Bedford. Okay. And did NaZiyah make those moves with you? Yes. And in January of 2024, at that Bedford location, who else lived there? Just me, the kids. My other daughter lived with me at the other address. But it was just basically.
Oh no, you absolutely do. You absolutely do. I don't know if they. I don't know how they do it where you at, boo. I don't know how they do it where you at, boo. But my kid's mother, her mom adopted all four of her brother's kids. Adopted them, and she got paid all the way until they was 18. All the way. Yes, she got a check for 4 kids each month. Food and stamps and whatnot included. I'm sure that came with it too. But I know she got a check for them. All 4 kids. So I don't know how they do where you live at. But no, she adopted all 4 of them. The guardian. And she got paid for all 4. She got a check every month for all 4 kids. A nice one too. She sure did. So I don't know how they do it where you come from, sweetie. But where I come from, when you adopt a child, if the only way, like if you're the parent, then yeah, no, they're not giving you a check. So I mean, because that's not adopting the kid, that's getting custody. But when you adopt, you get paid to do that. Because if you don't take care of them, then whoever the state allows to house them, they're going to get paid too. So whether they adopt them or not, even if they just let them stay in their housing until they find them permanent housing, but you get paid. So I don't know what they do, how they do where you at, but where I'm at, the check, you sure do, 100%. Now if I'm getting married to somebody and I adopt their kids, I'm not getting a check for that. There's no check that's gonna come with that. No, I'm just responsible for them now. That's it. Even fully, I'm responsible for them. But if you bring children into your home that you are not responsible for and that you are not with, so like those were my kid's mom. That was her mother's brother's children. So those aren't her kids. Either way it goes, she's adopting them. So she's into her home raising them. Not adopting your husband or wife's children. Don't no check come with that. Don't come with that. Okay? No check comes with that. But it comes with one if the child does not belong to you and you are bringing them into your care. Then the state assists you with that. They do, because either way it goes, somebody got to take care of them, But whoever do definitely gets a check. So she was definitely getting paid to take care of NaZiyah. Correct. It does not matter if she was the grandmother. That's it. She's the grandmother, not the mother. Okay. So yes, she was definitely getting paid. Yes, a cute check off NaZiyah.
And my kids, and Shannon. And Shannon. My daughter. And what's her last name? Harris. And she lived with you and NaZiyah and the other kids at the Bedford location? At the first Bedford location. Okay. Yes. At that first Bedford location, how many other kids, in addition to NaZiyah, lived there? My other 2, my son and...
Over 900 people in the building. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. 519 likes. Thank y'all so much for liking the video thus far. I really appreciate it. Please hit the like.
My other grandchildren.
This is Annette Harris.
6. Should have been 6. And you and Shannon, correct? Well, living there. Shannon, she was there, but she wasn't really like there all the time.
Yes, she was.
She would spend more majority of her time at my house, but actually Shannon had her place out in Clinton Township.
The projects.
And when you were there in January of 24, how old was NaZiyah at that time? January 24, she had 13. She had a birthday in September. And was she going to school? Yes, she was. What school did she attend? J.E. Clark Preparatory Academy. And is that also in Detroit? Yes, it is.
She is a liar, Tammy girl.
Can you tell us about your morning routine with the kids, specifically NaZiyah, about getting them to school and things like that? Sure. Okay. 6 a.m. That's when I get the children up. They usually get up, get dressed, prepare themselves. About 7:15, 7:20. We're basically saying prayer and we're loading up in the car. I'm dropping them off at school at 7:30. Breakfast starts at 7:30, and they like to eat breakfast at school. And does that include NaZiyah? You drop her off at JV? All together, yes. Now, I want to talk about. Let me ask it this way: did you know someone by the name of Jarvis Butts? Yes. And do you see Mr. Butts in the courtroom today? If you need to stand up, then look around.
Yeah, get up, criminal.
I don't see him. Do you need glasses? Yeah, my daughter has my glasses.
You can see.
Yes.
Look at her, y'all. Look. Sitting over there like she ain't sleep with her brother. Now she can't see with her brother fucking ass. Sorry. Ooh, Annette, shut your fucking mouth, brother fucker.
Thank you.
Look at her. Hurry up. Now, can you see her?
Maybe you could just stand up and take that.
Stay here.
Okay. Yes. Do you see us in the courtroom today?
Yeah, now you can see him. You were. Now you can see him. Now you can see him. You used to this. You used to say him like this. That's what they should tell him to pull his pants down. That's what they should have said. You don't recognize when I see on top of you? That's when you see him? Girl, please. She act like she don't see him in the courtroom. How you don't say, girl, that should have been the only person that I wouldn't have been able to stop looking at him. Well, he got to be on top of you? Girl. Oh, my goodness. He got to be on top, girl. Because, hello, you take my grandbaby life, I ain't taking my eyes off you. So any chance I can dive on you, I'm going to take it. Any chance I can just dive over the damn table on top of you, I'm going to take it. Got your damn nerve. You see that high yellow fucker back there? Did you want to see him? I can't. You can't see, ho. You got all these damn churn, but you can't see. You ain't missing no nut. Not even your brothers. Got your damn nerve. Sit down. Yeah, you saw that shit the first time. Sit your ass down. So we can ask you these questions.
I'm approaching with what's already been admitted as people's 9. And Miss Harris, do you recognize the person in that photo? Yes. And who is that person? Jarvis Butts. And is that the same person you've identified in court here today? Yes. And Ms. Harris, how did you know Mr. Butts back in January of 2024?
Besides sleeping with him.
He's the father of my daughter's children. And is that daughter Shannon? Yes. Okay. How many kids do they have together? 5.
Now, see, they say Shannon got 5 kids by Jarvis. I ain't never said that. I don't believe all them churn by him. But they said that they got 5 churn.
Did he come around your house on Bedford in January or the months leading up to January? Whenever he did come, he would always pull up in a white truck, and Shannon would go out to the car, and they would sit and talk or whatever.
NaZiyah too.
He would very rarely come to my house. And
she said very rarely, although in all of the text messages, he's saying, meet me downstairs. She telling him to come to her room. He's telling her, I'm coming to your room to give you a kiss. All of that. But she says he rarely ever came in her home. But that's where your granddaughter got pregnant at, though. She didn't get pregnant at that shop. She got pregnant at your household.
During that time when he would come around and sit in his car, was there any times that he would interact with NaZiyah that you saw? Not that I remember, no.
So if he was never talking to NaZiyah, look at here. If he was never talking to NaZiyah when he came over, why did y'all trust him enough to let him take her to the shop? You would usually let somebody leave with a kid that has rapport with the child. If he barely came in, barely talked to anybody, you never saw him with NaZiyah, why did y'all deem it fit for NaZiyah to be alone with this person, even if she won't want her cousins? Why would NaZiyah be going if they don't spend no time together? Why? Hurry up, ho. Hurry up. Why? I'm not sending my grandbaby, no child in my care, especially with a pedo. But say he wasn't one. Say that he was just coming to pick up his daughter, and my daughter, my kid wanted to go with. No. Nah. 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 No. That was cute though. Not asking me to go somewhere else with a grown ass man without me. See, the correct way to have asked that question was been, Dad, can you come with? Dad, I want to go to the shop. Can you come with us? Because that's what my child would say. Because they know no, I don't know them. My children all came home, especially in elementary school. Every day they wanted to spend a night at one of their friends' house. No. Like, no. No. Oh, you're being mean? No, I'm not. I'm just trying to keep you untouched. That's all. That's all. And it's always they could come over here, yeah, because I know I'm not going to do nothing to nobody's child. I know I'm not. I ain't going to do nothing but protect it, keep it safe, and send it the same way it came. I know I'm going to do that. I don't know them. So I would have to get to know them first. I would have to meet them, so go to their house, see the condition at least, and whatnot. Most parents don't even do that. They just allow their kids to go. Then they go check the condition of the home, the person that they could be living in a pigsty. They could have all type of grown men just walking around in the nude and who knows, women and crack bin and crack den. Like you could be seeing your kid anywhere. A whole bunch of alcoholics and all that. Like you just never know. So I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm not sending my child over there. No, I don't know them. But we can meet up, or we could you meet at a park. The parent could come hang out, even if we don't get along or have much to talk about. And I'm going to see how they are as a parent. I'm going to be watching that, like the whole time. And I at least need to, even if it's just me bringing you over there and I come into the home, I'm not just bringing you out to the house and just dropping you off. No, I'm going in. I want to know who in here, why they here. I'm calling my kid every hour on the hour. I sure am. I stalk my son when he goes to the community center. Dad, can I go to the community center? Yeah, but you need to be. I will be picking you up by 6. Do not leave and do not get in the car with nobody. Okay, Dad. I wait about 15 minutes. Hey, did you make it? Yeah, I'm here, and he'll send me a picture. We playing football. All right, I see you at 6. Because I don't play those type of games. Not at all. He said he's on his way to that center. I try to hit him up, and he don't respond to me. I'm coming to pick him up, and he gonna be mad because, well, if you would responded, I wouldn't have came picked you up early, and I'm not coming back. So let's go. You should answer the phone. That's what it's for. So yeah, well, because I'm gonna start panicking. I don't hear from you. I'm gonna start panicking. I need to know exactly where you at. So yeah, that's why I keep that location on. I don't play none of that. So why would you trust Jarvis to just take her all willy-nilly? If he had never been in a home, he ain't coming there like that. What? Hello? What? Girl, you lying. Ugh, I hate her. Ugh. I'm like, girl, make that make sense. Girl, make that make sense. You didn't really know him like that. You barely seen him. He just talked to Shannon in the car, but you just let him take NaZiyah wherever he. All right.
But I want to talk specifically about January 9th. You had described your morning routine with the kids. Did you follow that routine on January 9th?
Yes. Hell no.
And did that include dropping NaZiyah off at J.E. Clark 7:15, 7:30?
Yes.
And can you tell us what she was wearing on January 9th, 2024?
Yes, she was wearing a pair of light powder.
Y'all said the grandma needs to take a pregnancy test too. I cannot. Y'all know I think Shannon might be Jarvis's. Shannon and Marquetta Graham, they may be Jarvis twins. If you think about it. No, y'all. No, y'all. Oh, well. Oh, well. Oh, well. Oh, well. Oh, well. Jarvis, because they said that the people touching him when he was 12. I mean, 13. So, look at here. Look at here. As far as I'm concerned, Shannon is, that's his baby. Marquetta and Shannon is by Jarvis. Nah. Oh, well. You heard it here first. Oh, well. Oh, well. That's just why I'm at with it, because all this do is lie. So, allegedly, Annette had twins by Jarvis.
With a light powder blue jacket that had the black little fur around the collar. It was like a two-piece set.
And did she have a sweater on or a shirt on or something?
She had a shirt. She wore a shirt underneath it.
And
was she pregnant?
You remember, did she have any other clothes with her on the 9th when you dropped her off?
She had her little blue sweatshirt with the little hoodie. She had that with her.
That's not what they found outside.
And do you know how or when she got that hoodie?
I bought that hoodie for her. I guess it was in a fall sometime that I bought it when I first. I mean, it wasn't nothing new. It was just one of her old hoodie jacket she used. She go to gym.
Okay. And in terms of, if you know, the condition of that hoodie on the 9th, was it torn, ripped, damaged in any way?
No, it was fairly good. Like, kind of like still new, because she took pretty good care of her things.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
May I approach you?
Yes.
I'm approaching with People's Proposed Exhibit 12.
And I also want y'all to notice how she keeps speaking of her in past tense. Listen.
No, it was fairly good. Like, kind of like still new, because she took pretty good care of her things.
She took pretty good care of her things. No, if you think that she's alive, she takes good care of her things. You keep speaking of her in the past tense, like you know she's gone. Notice that throughout her testimony, she speaks of Zaya in the past tense, like she's not here anymore, like she's speaking of the dead instead of speaking on someone that's missing.
Mm-hmm. May I approach you?
Yes.
I'm approaching with People's Proposed Exhibit 12. Ms. Harris, do you recognize what I just handed you?
Yes.
And is that a picture of NaZiyah?
Yes.
And do you know
You
when
sure?
that was taken?
The same day, January 9th, she took this picture.
Oh, move to admit People's Proposed 12.
Any objection?
No objection.
It'll be admitted as People's Exhibit 12.
And
Laura said because she know the truth.
when you dropped NaZiyah off at J.E. Clark, what was the routine supposed to be after school was over?
Okay, well, school is over, the bell rings at 2:40. NaZiyah was due to come home.
Correct. Lady K says, why is she talking about her like asking about a neighbor's kid or not her grandchild? I mean, it's not even just that. It's also, and she's missing. You know, she's gone. So it would be hard not to get emotional speaking of her. And I also think that that's what the judge anticipated and also the other people that are part of the court, they expected these women to get up there and be really emotional in their testimonies about her, but it just does not give that. It gives like a kid that they saw running up and down the street is missing, but they seen them a couple times, so they're asking them for their testimony instead of somebody that they really love and that they're extremely close to and have part in raising missing, gone. Most people would be in shambles even a year later, 5 years later, 10 years later, in shambles when these discussions are coming up. So it's the lack of emotion that throws people off because of how young NaZiyah is. This is a 13-year-old girl that is missing, that was pregnant. But this is what happens when you know what happened, and two, when you're on the defense. She's here defensive. If you had nothing to do with this, there's no reason to be defensive. You get to wear your emotions on your sleeve. You get to be as sad as you want, cry as much as you want. You get to do all of those things, and no one is gonna, look at you sideways or anything like that because it's completely understandable. But in this case, we are not getting that type of emotion or energy because she simply did not care for that young lady. And I get a lot of people, you just can't come to terms with how could a person just not love their family? Someone as innocent as a 13-year-old. Like, how could you not love her? What has she done to not be liked? You would have to talk to Annette about that, and figure out why she has no emotion when it comes to her own grandbaby that she was raising as her own. Shout out to Alexis. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate that. Thanks, babes.
And normally when the bell rings, 2:40, 2:45, she's getting on the bus.
And that's what she normally did on other days? Mm-hmm. Is that yes?
Yes, I'm sorry.
And yes. What time would she normally arrive back at home?
The designer would be walking in through the door.
Good question. T Slay says, who is Jarvis on the streets because they act like they're scared of him? What you just said is absolutely correct, but I think that you're not paying attention to, sweetie. Who's scared of him? Women. Ain't man scared of this nigga. He ain't putting a fear in none of these men's heart. Nobody. All women. This is how you know that he is abusive, that he hits women. He absolutely does. Because women scared, not men. Ain't no man scared of him. Who? Ain't no man scared of him. It's all women. So he ain't nobody on the street. Nobody. Nobody at all. Because when you somebody on the street, men fear you. Men. Women, that's why would women shouldn't fear men at all. Women should see a man and feel protection. So if they looking at Jarvis in that aspect, he puts his hands on them. He does. I think he's hurt. He is with women. He draws fear, not men. Ain't no man scared of this dude. So because I know I ain't. So I'll fight him right now. Sure would. So yeah, when it comes to men, he's a no one. When it comes to these women, he's pimping them, neglecting them, lying to them, and it's only to the ones that are low vibrational, low education, extremely insecure, no self-esteem. It's those women. He could never be like a real woman. He could never make a real woman feel this way. He's never been with a real woman because they would not allow any of this. They don't want to hear no niece shit. They don't want to hear none of that. They don't want to hear nothing about you having a sister. They don't want to hear none of that. A real woman would not tolerate no nigga like that at all. Okay? So bitches deal with Jarvis. Basic ones at that. Bum ones at that. Trifling ones at that. He ain't never had a woman before in his life. They've either been little girls or still mentally little girls. He ain't never had a woman before in his life.
3:05, no later than that.
And on January 9th, did she walk in at 3:05?
No, she did not.
And were you home when she didn't come home?
I was there for a little while, but I left out to run some errands. But when I got to the house, she was not there.
And
this is when she should have started crying. Because this probably was thirsty wasn't that Jarvis. Fuck you. I hate you. I would have broke down right there. Right there. Because this is the moment that you realize that that girl was never going to come back home because you ain't seen her since. This one should have broke down right here because up until this point, you knew her to be alive. Girl, you want to speak of her in past tense. Girl, got your damn nerve. And you just sit here, I have to run some errands. Errands where, you old hoe? Bust down, Tatiana. Errands where? Girl.
Did you have a conversation with someone else about her not coming home? NaZiyah not coming home?
Yeah, when I picked my children up from the after school program, I went in and my daughter said,
Objection to what you're saying. I'll rephrase the question.
Okay, so thank you.
Just talking about what you saw and heard, and not asking for what anybody said, but did you talk to Shannon, your daughter?
yes, Shannon said she was not there.
Oh. When you got home that day on the 9th, was NaZiyah there?
No.
And did you eventually make a police report about her missing?
Yes, I did. Yes,
and did you do that?
That morning when I got to school.
That morning when I got to school again, she never called the police. At not one time did Annette basic ass pick up the phone and dial 911. At no point. She said that her granddaughter, NaZiyah, had a routine. And the routine, she was involved in the routine by taking NaZiyah to school. So taking NaZiyah to school was routine. Picking her up was not. Because NaZiyah, it seems, would take the bus, and she didn't pick NaZiyah up that day. She felt that she could go run errands and all of that stuff. Okay, so that means NaZiyah gets on the bus. If NaZiyah did not walk in that house when you got home and you asked Shannon where NaZiyah was, that's when you should have took your ass and got in that damn car and started looking for her immediately. Because in her routine, she don't do this. In her routine, she comes home. She not. Where is she? Anything that breaks the routine is what is going to cause a parent to worry. If you used to your kid walking in the house at, depending on what time they get out of school, say they get out of school at 3, they catch the bus home, they usually walking in the door between like 3:35 and 3:40. You look at the clock and it's 4:05. You're gonna start to panic. Like, where my baby at? You know, not to the point to where you like calling the police but you may walk up to the door, look outside, you know, you look out the blind, see if they're walking up, like, where my baby's at? You know, because sometimes the bus run a little late, you know, stuff like that, depending on weather and stuff, sometimes has, you know, issues, technical difficulties and whatnot. But when it's that time frame to where you staring and seeing them, it's just something in you that just like stops. It's just like, it's kind of hard to breathe. It's like your breathing gets deeper, you know, because you're used to your routine. And so since it's not happening, something's being thrown off with a routine, then it's going to cause you to question stuff immediately. Those signals and flags, red flags, all this stuff is going to start to click. Now, again, sometimes it could just be the buses late or something like that. But if they usually there by 3:40 and whatnot, then 4 o'clock hit, 4:05 hit, 4:10 hit. Okay, about 4:10, 4:15, you probably on the phone with the school already. You know, talk to the school, getting some information from them. Okay, my kid on this bus, blah, blah, blah. Then the school say, oh, they ever dropped everybody off. What? That's when you're going to hit the streets. That's when you're going to be calling the people that you know your kid, or your kid may stop that. But if your kid don't normally stop at anybody's house, or their friends don't live close by. So it's like your mind is going to start to go through these things. Her mind didn't go through none of that. None of that. She came home, asked Shannon where NaZiyah was, and just so happens Shannon, I don't know, she's not here. So then bye. And it's routine for her to be there. They said that Annette keeps such a tight whip, runs such a tight ship, girl. Oh, okay. She does? All right. Then why not by 8 o'clock, at least 8 o'clock at night, since she locked the doors at 8 o'clock, why didn't she call the police then? Why not? She never called the police. NaZiyah did not have a cell phone or anything like that. So there's no excuse into why you never called the police, besides the fact that you are hiding things. You are covering things up because any normal parent, and again, you're a grandmammy, so girl, like you know, if anybody know, you know. Please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like, because they didn't want her to be found. Correct, absolutely.
Drop the kids off to school. I talked with the dean and the principal, and I told them that I was on my way to the police station, and they told me that they would call the police, and the police, DPS police came.
Why did all of that have to happen? Why did you have to go up to the school? Because see, the reason why she went up to the school, because I'm gonna cut it right here. I'm gonna cut it right here. We're gonna come back live tomorrow because we're gonna listen to other testimonies too, and poke holes in them too. If the police, if you were on your way to the police department, why not go there first? You see, what Annette was trying to do was make the school look responsible for NaZiyah. Case in point, she said NaZiyah never got off the bus. NaZiyah did get off the bus. NaZiyah was in the front of the bus. Not only that, she was pictured in the front of the bus. That's the last actual photo of her, is being in the front of the bus. She was in literally the first seat on the bus NaZiyah was sitting on. Okay? NaZiyah got off that bus. She did. You went to that school and didn't call the police and whatnot because you wanted to try to make it look like the school was responsible. Like your granddaughter never got off the bus. Then why did you not call the school on January 9th, you old bitch? Why wait till the next day to call the school if your granddaughter didn't get off the bus on the 9th? You should have called the school then. But if you would have called the school would have called the police. That's their job. You see how you said that she said that she was about to go to the police department. The school called the police before she even made it there. So why didn't you? You could have called the police at the school. You could have called them while you were standing there. Okay, well, I'm at the school. Y'all saying that y'all don't know where she at. Okay, cool. She ain't came in today. She's not here. She's absent. Okay, cool. And call the police. No. Annette did everything in her power to avoid calling the police. Why wait till you get... Then, if she didn't come home, what would make you think she gonna go to school? That's stupid. If her routine is off, the whole routine gonna be off. She don't spend the night out nowhere. So if she do spend the night out somewhere, why do you think she gonna go to school the next day? Who told you that? Like, you sound dumb. That's stupid. Hello? Like, you got your nerve. Why would she go to school? For what? It sounds like she ran away to me. She ain't come home all night. She ain't call y'all, tell y'all nothing. Not at all. And she has ways of getting into contact with people, but she never contacted any one of them. And that's not the only thing that speaks volumes. Here's another thing that speaks volume. Why did NaZiyah only talk to Jarvis? All of her messages, all of that, none of them is with her family. Did y'all notice that? She don't have the phone that she had, the tablets and stuff that she had no contact with her family on there. None. There's no messages between her and her grandmother. There's no message between her and Shannon. None of her cousins, none of that. Just Jarvis. Yes. That is why it was so easy for him to manipulate her. Like, she was all she had. And he really used that against her. Really used it against her. Girl, that's not weird. Like, I mean, if you could text him, why aren't you using it to text your family and stuff? There's no conversations. None. Not a, hey, grandma, how you doing? I love you, granny. I'm having a good day at school. Or she's telling Jarvis that she's struggling with Jim and all of that stuff. She, on the 9th of disappearing, she wanted to talk to a school counselor. Why couldn't she talk to her family? Why can't she talk to her grandmother that loves her so much? Why is she trying to go to strangers? And because only NaZiyah knows what she wanted to talk about. But she did request that day to talk to a counselor. I think NaZiyah was going to talk about her pregnancy. I don't think she was going to say anything about Jarvis. I don't think she was going to say anything about him. I think that NaZiyah wanted to talk about abortions and stuff like that, honestly. Because that's where Jarvis was supposed to be taking her. I think that it was in that regard about a pregnancy. I think that's what it was. Maybe she wanted to talk about resources or things like that. I do not think that she was going to tell on Jarvis. I don't. I think she wanted to know about pregnancies and stuff like that, and getting rid of ending pregnancies, all of that. Maybe she wanted to find out her options. I don't think NaZiyah wanted to get rid of her baby. I don't. There's no evidence that backs that besides her trying to make Jarvis happy. Jarvis wanted to get rid of the child, not her. And at one point in time, she wanted to see if she was pregnant. She never said anything about, I want to get rid of my baby. He brought up plan B. And so she never said anything about anything like that. She didn't. And I think NaZiyah wanted to have that baby so that she could actually give somebody some love that she never received. She wanted to be a mother because she never had one. I think that's part of it. I'm not gonna. I don't know her, but I'm just saying. I mean, it does make sense into why she would want to be so young and keep the baby when all of the odds are against her. But her being so young and naive, she doesn't understand anything that's going on with her, and that's why it's so sad. It seems like that young lady passed away without knowing that she was innocent. That you're an innocent. That you didn't do anything wrong, and she did not know that. She didn't know. And that's unfortunate that no one told her that you're not wrong here. This the baby, none of this is wrong because you didn't bring any of this upon yourself. Okay, you were traumatized, you were abused, and you have no idea that any of this stuff happened. You're just thinking this as an actuality, as your life. You're growing way beyond your years. You're involved in things at between 11 and 13 years old that most grown people ain't been through yet. There's women that have never been pregnant. There's women that have never had sex. You done did all of this stuff already. All of it. So you're growing and maturing way beyond your years, being hypersexual. That's what turns a person hypersexual. Because they did all of this stuff early. So way too early. To where they can't shut it off, something that they've already discovered. Because most people discover later on in life when they finally do decide to have sex and stuff like that, that they find it enjoyable or find things enjoyable about it. So doing that at such a young age to find something enjoyable, because I feel what was enjoyable to NaZiyah was that he loved her, that he would tell her that he loved her. She felt special. She felt like she mattered. She had a position. She didn't feel alone. But that was a false hope, that was false pretenses that she was being put under because she doesn't know any better. So that's very unfortunate that that she may have left here and never got a chance to hear that this is not your fault, that you didn't do anything wrong, because she didn't. What did she do wrong? All she did was what she was told. She was a good girl, you could tell. Made mistakes just like anybody else, but she was a good girl. She was. And it's unfortunate, that she left here not knowing how beautiful she was, not knowing how important she was. That it's sad that we have to tell her this in death and hope she hears it in some way. We hope God gets it to her. Because I just don't believe she's with us anymore. Her own family don't even believe. I mean, her own grandma sitting on the stand talking to her about her in past tense. Who the fuck am I? She know more than me. She know more than me. So, yeah. That's just where I'm at with it. But it's a very touching story, very sad story. And we will stick with this. We will. We'll stick with it. I'm not going nowhere. Again, we'll be covering other stories and stuff like that. I do feel that there's other people that does need this type of attention and they will get it. But I will stay on this. I will. It affected me too much for me not to. So, yeah, I feel her. I feel her. I'm not an empath, but I do think we all have empath qualities to us, to where when you have a conscience, you can sympathize and empathize with people, and sometimes you can literally feel other people's pain. You can see someone crying and hearing what they're going through, and you try to put yourself in their shoes to where you find yourself crying too. You find yourself, that's in being an empath. You're feeling for that person. And being an empath can be really draining. It can be really draining. Okay. Do you think he could have burned her body? I mean, anything's possible. Anything's possible. I mean, she could be underground. She can be in a barrel. She could have been cemented. So burned, dismembered. Who knows? Who knows? It's very unfortunate. But yeah, who knows? Anything's up for grabs at this point. We don't even know how she passed. So, I mean, knowing how she passed, I think will also help knowing how he may have gotten rid of her, like what way he'd gotten rid of her body. I think that's helpful, but we don't even have that. We really have nothing when it comes to her body and her passing. We know nothing. We have assumptions, but we don't know. Absolutely not. So I will try to keep y'all updated. We will keep staying on this. I think there's been an update on the body found in the shallow grave. I think so because I got an update on a news article for it. I haven't had a chance to read it, but because I got it today. So, but I will read that and see what new information has come out. I don't think that they identified the body because that would be everywhere, or in the news, or I don't think they identified. But I do think that they've determined the gender of the body. I do think that's what the update was. They determined that I think it was like either female or something. I think it was a female. I'm not sure. But we'll get into that tomorrow too, okay? I love you guys. We will be on coffee in an hour. So make sure y'all come and join us. I have a lot to say. So make sure y'all come join us on coffee. I hope to see you guys over there. In 1 hour, we will be live on coffee. So make sure y'all go get y'all seats, grab y'all snacks and all of that. It will be a good key. It will be a good roast. I promise. I promise. Hi there, Fish King Pain. I love you, friend. Hi there, Fish King Pain. Mwah. I love you, friend. Shout out to he's in ATL period. Atlanta, Hotlanta, Hotlanta. I love you, friend. So yes. So I will see y'all later. Thank y'all so much for being here. Please hit the like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next show. Until then, bye. I love you guys. Bye.